A splitboard is just as it sounds. It is a snowboard that splits into two pieces lengthwise, just like a pair of skis. This allows a snowboarder, like me, to climb uphill and then reattach the skis to go back downhill. You might want to know why the hell you would want to do this. Why would you want to go uphill when there are perfectly good chairlifts all over the place? And a few reasons are because you don't want to stand in a chairlift line. Maybe you want to go explore the backcountry. Maybe there's some cool terrain by your house. Just be careful of avalanches, rockfall, all that kind of stuff if you're in the backcountry. Maybe you want to check out side country or off-piste terrain at your local hill. Or, like me today, maybe you just want to get out, get some exercise, and get on the slopes. So let's get into it. There are a couple major things that you're going to need if you are going to start splitboarding. Number 1, a splitboard. Number 2, splitboard bindings. Number 3, boots. Number 4, skins. And 5, of course, trekking poles. Now, when it comes to boots and bindings, there are a couple different options. You could go the traditional route and have a soft snowboard boot, or you can do what I've done and go the hard boot way, which a lot of snowboarders will cringe upon. But I can tell you that I really enjoy the hard boots because, in my opinion, they give you better trekking ability, a lighter weight setup, and a very easy, quicker in and out, which makes for quicker transitions, which is a big deal when you're out in the cold. Okay, so I just finished climbing up this hill, and now I've got a transition. So let's show you how it's done. Transitions include taking your feet out, of course, possibly brushing off your board, and the skin. This is what's called a skin. They come in many different styles, from nylon synthetic materials to mohair, and different reasons for that. One would be weight, traction, speed, among a few. They're pretty easy to disconnect. They have this rubbery section on the tail with a clip, and then are stuck together with glue, as you can see there. It's important to get as little snow as possible on your glue. This will allow it to stay stickier longer. So when I'm out there, I like to stick them together. Throw these in your backpack, or if you have smaller, more compact ones, maybe you throw them in a front pocket. That way you keep your glue warmer, which will allow it to stick better and longer, which is something you definitely want when you're doing this sort of thing. Now, I use hard boots, as I mentioned earlier, so I have this bail set up from Spark, where the heel goes here and the toe goes here. This allows you quick in and out and quick setup of the board, so I'll show you right now. Okay, we have our two halves of the board here, so of course we need to connect them. There are typically 6 connection points on a split board, and it's much easier to do this on the ground, but for the sake of this, we'll try to do it diagonally. 2 of your connection points are in the middle-ish, there and down here. Then we've got a nose clip, which is usually just a kind of rotating sliding piece. Same thing on the tail. And then your main connection points are actually your bindings, which connect the 2 sides of the board and make it so it doesn't wobble like that. So I like to just get the snow off. Sometimes if you're in icier conditions, you might need a scraper. And these work very easily by just sliding on, pushing down. Same thing for your rear foot. Push down. And now, instead of 2 uphill skis, I have a snowboard. But I get my heel in, on top of the heel welt, cam over the toe, push it down. And the same thing for my rear foot. Connected. Now I'm ready to go snowboarding. And of course, now that I'm down, I have to go back up. But we're splitboarding, so there's no chairlift, so now I have to do the opposite. Now I have to take my board apart or put it together for the first time if you're just starting your day out. Well, let's show you how to do it. Here's my board, an older Jones solution with Spark Dyno DH bindings, Dynafit toe pieces, risers for your heels. This helps you go uphill. And the Spark system, along with Volet, other systems use pucks. These are actually Volet pucks. They're angled to be a little better on your knees. So we're transitioning. I take my bindings off. We unclip the few clips. Throw it on the ground. You want to get all the snow and ice off the bottom, again, to keep your glue sticking as long as possible out here. You want it nice and smooth, no bubbles, and you want to keep your edges exposed. Pull the tail clip. There's one. There's two. Now the major difference here between the hard boots and the soft boots is I'm actually going to store my bindings in my backpack, which is a nice feature because weight on your feet weighs a lot more than weight on your back. And I do that because my toes are going to clip into these toe pieces, where if you had soft boots, you would be rotating the binding to be parallel with the ski instead of sideways, and you would just clip into that like you normally would. The only difference is when it's forward for uphilling, you'll pivot on your toe. Okay, we're ready to go uphill. Fully connected, we are in ski mode, skin mode, uphilling mode, whatever you want to call it. So, I just transitioned and now I'm on my uphill. You could see that was pretty fast. I was able to put my skins on, take the board apart, throw my bindings in my backpack, get my poles out, do everything I needed to do. Took maybe 3 minutes. If you're trying to go quick, I'm sure you could go faster. Maybe 2 minutes. No matter what you're doing, it's still going to be slower than guys on the AT skis, unless you're a real quick. But you know what? It gets the job done. It allows me to be on my snowboard, and it allows me to go on these uphill adventures. So that's why I like splitboarding.